Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. In this video I want to teach you how to knit this beautiful poncho as part of the set with the hat. The hat will come out next week. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And here is the list of material you're gonna need to make this mini poncho. I'm gonna use this yarn. This was a present. I have 3 of these ball of yarn, exactly the same color and everything, but I don't have any information about it. They came like this. They are, I know, 100% acrylic because the texture of the yarn, and like a medium 4 because I compared to my other medium 4 and it's like a medium 4, and the color is like a mustard color. The netting needle are 8 millimeters. I'm gonna use this short one on camera, and then I'm gonna change to my longer ones off camera. And to this one I have these that I bought at the Dollar Tree. They are for finger protection. They're a little rubber, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place them here in the back, that way I don't make too much noise when I'm working on camera. Okay, so you're gonna need a cable needle. If you don't have a cable needle, you can use any other netting needle, or you can use a crochet hook just to separate the cables when you're going to cross them. You're going to need tapestry needle and scissor, and paper and pen or pencil to keep track of your rows and when you have to cross the cable. Here I have one of my pieces that I already made. So if you're a beginner and you want to do a mini poncho and you don't want to do cables, you can do the entire piece just in purl or net on the right side and net on the wrong side, or purl on the wrong side and purl on the right side. As long as you do the same stitch, that way it's nice and even. But if you want to do cable and you find that 3 is too much, you can do 2, remove the one in the center and just do these 2. Or do these 2 in here and remove this one here, or leave these 2, remove that one, or just do 1. It's up to you. Or do one bigger one, and instead of 6 you can do one of 12 stitches in the center, and that's it. This one I cast on 66 stitches. I did 20 purls, 6 net for one cable, 4 purl and 6 net for the other cable, 4 purl and 6 net, and 20 purls in the other side. So I worked these for 104 rows, and row 105 I cast off my stitches. So you have to make 2 of these, and this will be like this, and then you're gonna fold this in here and sew the shoulders, and it will be your nice mini poncho. So now I only have one more of these piece to make, and I'll show you how to do that. To start, we need a tail long enough for casting on, or 66 stitches. So I'm gonna wrap on my needle 33 times. That's half of mine 66. So if you like this a little bit bigger, and you can cast on, for example, 70 stitches, and those extra 4 you can add to the side of the 20 purls. So you can do 22 purls on one side, 22 on the other one, or you can do 80 stitches if you want, and you can do them as the purl, or you can add an extra cable in the center. It's up to you. I give you the idea, and you can change it. It's easy to change just by adding stitches where you don't have to do any design or anything. So once you have your 33 times, you will pull out of the needle, and you will fold it in half, and that will give you for your 66 plus. I always like to leave a little bit extra just in case, and you will have the tail long enough for casting on your stitches. So if you casting on 70 stitches, you will do 35 wraps on your needle. I'm gonna start with a slip knot, and that counts as the first cast on, and this is the tail, and this is the one attached to the ball of yarn. And then I place my fingers like this, and I'm gonna start my casting on. So you're gonna cast on any way you like. and as many stitches as that you want. For example, if you do 80 stitches, you will have 27 pearl in one side and 27 pearl in the other side. So you're going to continue doing this until you have all your cast on. Here I have my 66 stitches. Now I'm going to do a little knot to secure that last stitch. And this will be the right side of the piece, because the tail is on the front of the needle. So you're going to do 20 pearls, and if you did more stitches, make sure that they are multiple of 2 or divisible by 2. That way you can divide them in half for one side at the beginning and half for the other side at the end. So I'm gonna purl 20 stitches, and these metal needles are very slippery, so I have to hold them in here, that way my stitch don't fall out. So you're gonna continue doing this until you have your 20 pearls. I have my 20 pearls. Now we're gonna do 6 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're gonna do 4 pearls. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do 6 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 net. Now we're going to do 4 pearls. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to do now 6 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 net. Now the rest are pearl, and this will be 20 pearl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 pearls. I finished row number 1, and I marked that I did row number 1. Now row number 2 is a purl row. Every single stitch you're gonna do purl all the way to the end. Like I see, it's a very easy piece to do, because that's the repetition that you're gonna do for 10 rows. And then in row 11 you will do the cable, and doing the cable is very easy. And then you continue with the repetition of those 2 rows until row 21, that you will do the cable. And in row 31, 41, 51, 61, and so on. Always in the right side of the piece you will do the cable. So you're gonna purl all the way to the end. And like I mentioned, if you are not sure about doing cable, you can do this a purl stitch in the front and back, or a net stitch in the front and back. Finish row number 2. Row number 3 is a repetition of row number 1. So you're gonna do 20 purls, or the amount that you cast on for the side of your poncho. For mine are 20. And then I will measure here when I have my 20 to continue with the net. Now we're gonna do 6 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4 purls. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 6 net. And these get a little bit twisty here, but that don't matter because with straight needle, there's no problem. It's when you're working with circular needle and you have a twist that you have to undo your work. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4 net, 4 purl, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4 purls, and now 6 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you have 20 left, and these 20s are purl. Something that I recommend, if you all like, that way you don't have to be counting these 20 at the beginning and the 20 at the end, is when you do the first 20 you place a marker, and then when you finish here you place a marker, and then you know that those are the 20 purls on each side, and it's easier for you to concentrate just in the ones in the center without counting each time 20 on each side. Okay, so now you have to do your 20 purls in here. I finished row 3. Row 4 is a purl row, every single stitch all the way to the end of this row. Purl. Here I place the markers, that way it's easier for me to work without having to count every single row in the right side, those 20 stitches in the front. Especially the one in the front, because in the back, once you do your last 6 net, you know you have 20 purls at the end. So I can be watching TV or having a conversation that I don't have to worry about making a mistake in these 20, you know. So this is row 5. You're gonna do your 20 purls, and then you're gonna do 6 net for purl, 6 net for purl, 6 net, and then your 20 purls. So you're gonna do those repetitions until row 10. That will be a purl row, and in row 11 we're gonna do our first cables. Okay, I finished row 10. Now in 11 you're gonna purl those 20 stitches, and when it's time to work in the net, I will meet you here to show you how you're gonna do your cable. Now we're gonna do our first cable. So you're gonna grab your cabling needle, and you're gonna pass your first 3 net, and you can do it on the front or in the back. So for mine, gonna be in the back, and I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna net these other 3. 1, 2, and 3. If you would like, you can place these 3 back on this needle, but for mine I'm gonna just net these 3 without cabling needle. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna do 4 purls, and then after those 4 purls, we're gonna do another cable, and you do your first crossing. You're gonna do the next cable, and with my cabling needle, I'm gonna grab my next 3, and by grabbing them with the shortest side, when I'm working in the back to work the 3 stitches, I'll be working in the longer side. So if you did this crossing and this one with the stitches to the back, you have to continue all the stitches to the back, all the cables, okay? So you're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 net, and then now you're gonna work these 3 net. In the next one, I will pass all these 3 stitches back to the needle, just in case you're using a crochet hook or something else that is not a netting needle. And you can see how to place them back and how you're gonna do the cable. So now you're gonna do 4 purls. We're gonna do the last cable, and again, I'm gonna grab 1, 2, and 3. Pass them to the back and net the next 3, and this time I'm gonna pass these 3 into this needle. That way you see the 2-way to do it. But I found that it's easier to just net with those 3. So you're gonna do 1, 2, and 3, and you did your 3rd cable, and now you're gonna purl 20, and like that is row 11. Down to the front and purl. I finished row 11. And now for row 12 is the repetition of row 2, and then you're going to continue with the repetition of row 1 and 2 until row number 20. So it will be row number 12 is a repetition of 2, 13 of 1, 14 of 2, 13 of 1, 14 of 2, 15 of 1, 16 of 2, 17 of 1, 18 of 2, 19 of 1, and 20 of 2, and then in row number 21 we do the repetition of row 11. So you're going to do the cables in row 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, and 101. Those are where we're going to do the crossing of the cable. And the rest is the repetition. In the wrong side you do purl, and in the right side you do 20 purl, 6 net, 4 purl, 6 net, 4 purl, 6 net, and 20 purls. So now I'm going to change to my longer needles because I don't like to work with all my stitches squeezed in here. I'm going to show you the repetition of row number 2 in row 12 and repetition of 1 in row 13. That way you see how the stitch look when you do the cable, okay? And at the same time I'm changing my size needle. I want to make sure that you know that I only changing the size of the needle because the length, they are exactly 8 millimeter, both of them exactly the same, except this one, the plastic one, are longer and my stitches are nice and loose, and it's easier for me to work with them in this one off camera. So I'm working row 13, and you see it's a little bit more awkward to work with this long needle in front of the camera, but it's easier for me because the stitches are nice and loose in here, you see, and these needles are not as slippery as the metal ones. So you're going to continue with those repetitions, your 20 purl, 6 net, 4 purl, 6 net, 4 purl, 6 net, 20 purl, and then purl on the wrong side, and then I'll meet you here in row 20, and after you finish 20, we're going to work on 21 to do the cable one more time. We're going to start in row 21, and it will look like this once you finish 20, and you're going to do your 20 pearls, and when it's time to do the cable, I will show you how you're going to do that. Now we're going to do the cable again, and if you don't have any cabling needles, but you have another netting needle, you will see how easy it is with another netting needle. You'll come from the inside out, grabbing these 3, but it has to be like this. You grab those 3, pass into the netting needle, and pass those 3 on the back, and then you come here in the front and do these 3 net. And now you're going to grab these 3, and you see by doing it from the inside out, you have the tip of the needle ready to work with this one. It's very easy. And then you come here and do your other 3 net. This one is the wrong way. And my 3 net. And like that, you did the cable, you see? So now you're going to do 4 pearls. Now we're going to do the next cable. I'm going to use my regular cabling needle. Pass these 3 to the back, and remember, if you start with the first cable with the stitch to the back, every single one you have to do them with the first 3 stitches to the back. Now you're going to net these 3. And you see this needle is a little smaller, thinner than this one, so that don't matter because the stitch is already loose enough for the size of this needle. And now we're going to do our 4 purl. Start to see your cables. I finished row 21, and let me mark here that I did row 21. So you're gonna do row 22, that is the purl row, and then 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 you do the cable again. So it's very easy. So it's easy to remember which row you have to do the cable because it's 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, and 101. It's very easy to remember that. So I'm going to work off camera, and I will meet you here when it's time to cast off the stitches. And remember, they are 104 rows. 105 is the cast. Once you have your 104 row, and 105 you're going to cast off or bind off, and you're going to cast off the purl as a purl and the net as a net. So you're going to start by purling one, and nice and loose. Don't go pulling this because otherwise your stitches will be too tight and it don't gonna be the same tension as the beginning. So you grab the first one and pass on top of the second one and cast it off. Again, go to the next one and grab the first one and cast it off. Like this, you're gonna work all the way to the end, casting your stitches. And you see, nice and loose. I'm working nice and loose. And I'm doing my purl ones. And then when I get to the cable part, when I have my net, I cast them off in a net stitch. And then the rest after the marker, it will be in a purl stitch until the end. And here's my last net. Remove the marker and then continue casting out with the purl. You're going to finish with one. You're going to pass through that loop. You're going to cut your tail. And you're going to lose that tail if you want, or if you're going to do fringes, and this part you want it for the bottom part. You already have part of it in here. So now you're going to do another one. Once you have the two of them finished, it's just sewing them in the shoulder and we are almost finished. Once you finish, it will look like this. And this part where we did a cast off, that will be the part that I don't want to do any sewing to it. So I'm going to bring it here, and then this will be the tip for the top, and then this will be the part that will be sewn. Okay, so sides in here, you see it's wider because they are net, and in here they're all purl. This will be the other side of the shoulder. What I'm going to do to make them even is I'm going to overlap the cable in here as if I start doing the cable from the first stitch. The same I'm going to do in the one underneath, and I will sew them like this. And then I will come here, do the same in this one, and the one under. Make sure that you overlap them the right way. You see this one and top of that one here. Okay, that way this one look like the come under. Okay, and this one is to go under here, but then go on top, like in here it's supposed to go come out on top. And the same in the other side here, and that will give you the same width in here as in here. So depend where you're gonna leave this open. If you do it like this, leaving this cable, half of the cable open, you don't have to do the overlap in the first one, just in the other two, and that's it. That's what we're gonna do to create our beautiful poncho. Something else that you can do if you don't want to do the overlap is you can sew a button in the back, and when you close it here, you'll have a button in here and the same in here. And this side you can do it with button, and these two, and then you will sew the rest, and then sew the rest in here. And if you want to do the overlap, you can do the overlap too, and after you sew these together you can place a button here as well. It still will look really nice. I want to recommend to start sewing from the bottom up, and when you finish in here, you leave that tail in here without finish. Do the same on the other side, and then you try it on, and then you see if that's the size that you want for the opening for your head. Okay? So in here I'm gonna start with a new strand of yarn, and I'm gonna be matching every little pearl. You see the little round at the end? Well, each round I'm gonna match with the other one on the other side because it's the same amount, okay? And here I'm sewing exactly the same as the other side, but the stitch in here is different. So I'm grabbing this loop in here, or that stitch in this side, and the matching one and the other side. This one here, and the matching one in here. So like that, I'm going to continue until I get to the cables, and I'll show you how you're going to sew the cables. And you see, you hardly see a seam in here. I did my first one off camera to see the result, and it looked perfect. It looked like the same cable is going, doing the crossing in here. You see? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sew until here, and I will show you exactly what I did with this one. Here I'm ready to cross the cable. So in this side here, you're gonna do it from right to left. You fold it, make sure that it's right in half, and in this one from left to right, you're gonna fold it like this. Okay, that way when you sew them together, it looks like it's going that way. So you're gonna come to this one, and you're gonna grab the bottom portion of the cable and the top portion of your cable. and then you do the same in here. You're going to grab the bottom portion of your cable and the top portion, and you come here exactly the same from the bottom, you see, all the way from the bottom up. And then the same on the other side, all the way from the bottom up. And from the bottom up. And from the bottom up. And there you have it. So you're going to continue sewing and do the same in this one until just you finish in here, and then you're going to try it on. You see I left my other strand of yarn here, and I'm going to try it on. If that's big enough for my head, I will leave it there. If it's too big, I will sew a little more, or if it's too loose, tight, I will lose a few stitches. Once you finish, it will look like this. I don't want to place any button here. I'm going to leave it like this. It looks fine, it will look perfect. What I'm gonna do with the buttons is I'm gonna fold the front here like this, and I'm gonna place this button in here. They're made of wood, and one in here, you see, and the same side of the cable like that. Look really nice. That's for the front. You're gonna lose all your tail. If you like, you can put some fringes all the way around. Or you can leave it like this. You can do a row all the way around of a chain 5 single crochet, chain 5 single crochet, chain 5 single crochet, and in those chain 5 you attach your fringes. Okay, so I'm gonna lose all the tails, finish this piece, and I will show you the end result. And this is the amount of yarn that I have left from that ball of yarn, from one of those big ones. So with this I have enough to make a matching hat with cable. So that will be next. I saw the buttons. They look really nice. And for the back, what I did, that way I don't have that point in here or that tip. In the outside, what I did, I grabbed a strand of yarn and I sewed it in the inside, nice and loose. You see, you don't have that pulling or anything in here. And then I grab my little handmade tag and I place it there. Now I'm going to put it on my mannequin and I'll show you the end result. This is the end result and it looks amazing. And I already made the hat, and that will be for next week's video, next Wednesday, to make the set. And I hope you guys like it. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make this piece and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman, or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here in YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.